is my reward and all of my devotion. Now there's nothing in this world that could ever satisfy. Through every trial, my soul will sing, no turning back. I've been set free. Christ is enough for me. Christ is enough for me. Everything I need is in.
We are gathered here today to pay our final tribute of respect to our deceased loved one and friend, John Di Gioia. The farewell for a Christian is never final. We will see John again. If you know Jesus as John did, then you will have an opportunity to see him again. So here's some comfort that God's Word gives to us for such a time as this. From the Gospel of John, do not let your hearts be troubled. Trust in God, trust also in me. In my Father's house are many rooms, or one translation says mansions. That's a good thought, isn't it?
The second of three children, John Anthony Di Gioia, was born in Brooklyn, New York on June 10, 1937, to parents Anthony and Anastasia. He later moved to Southern California in 1957 with his mother and siblings, where his career included a 13-year employment at Jorgensen Steel in the field of data processing and in the printing industry as well. John met and married Elizabeth Betty Corsentino in June 1972, helping to raise Betty's two daughters, Annette and Suzette, in a marriage spanning 43 years. As a member of the Church of the Nazarene, John was involved with the sound and drama presentations, recording numerous fundraising dinners. Talented calligrapher and photographer, John was gifted in many artistic ways. He loved classical music, country western movies, reading, and was an avid history buff. John was a quiet, caring, loyal, and devoted husband, father, uncle, grandfather, and great-grandfather, whose gentle spirit and loving presence will be dearly missed.
This poem is called Angel in the Sky by Kristen. I sit at your bedside and freeze your face in my mind. I wish I could leave these feelings behind. It will feel like eternity before I see you again. My tears I can no longer contain. You will be my angel in the sky, catching my tears as I cry. You will be my angel in the sky, carrying me up when I die. My tears fall like rain, wishing to take away your pain. I don't want to let you go, feelings of sorrow and woe. You will be my angel in the sky, catching my tears as I cry. You will be my angel in the sky, carrying me up when I die. Your pain is gone and you are free. My love for you is as deep as the sea. Dance in heaven with smiles and grace. I cannot wait to feel your embrace. You are my angel in the sky, catching my tears as I cry. You are my angel in the sky, carrying me up when I die.
People say you can tell a lot about a man by the way he lived his life. And today I'd like to share with you the way I saw my dad, the way I saw him live his life, and who he was and how I saw him through my eyes. I first met my dad when I was 5 years old. As you know, he married my mom in 1972, and I think he got a lot more than he bargained for there, because not only did he take my mom for better or worse, that he graciously took my sister and I as part of that commitment. I wasn't sure what to expect when this man came into our lives. I was only 5, so I don't think I had any elaborate expectations about anything really. But looking back now, I can honestly say that if I did have any expectations of this man, he would have exceeded all of them. But somewhere along the way, this man, who I thought I would never agree with on anything, this man who I never thought I would even like very much, somehow ended up stealing my heart. It wasn't until I grew up that I finally began to fully understand, respect, and appreciate the integrity, high standards, and values that he tried so hard to instill in me and my sister. He only wanted what every father wants for his daughters. And he wanted these things for us because he took his role of father very seriously. God gave him a wife and 2 daughters to protect, raise, and care for. And that's exactly what he did.
I'm trying to rest on Exodus 2012 and honoring my father and my mother. Even though John wasn't my biological father, he was my father through my marriage. I see him as my father, and I always will. Last week, my son's grandfather went home to be with God. Just a few weeks after his great-granddaughter was born, Lily Lake Faye go back. By God's grace and God's grace alone, I was allowed to stand with Papa one last time at his side in the hospital, along with my son in the grave for Papa. I wasn't able to tell Papa just how he's impacted my life. And Papa looked at me and said these words I'll never forget. He said, "Don't let this break you, Greg." Even when he was on his back, he was caring and loving for me.
And I was thinking, when I really got to know John, I was going to church here in the teen group, and our teen leader had an idea about renting out teens to families for a day to go do some work for them. Yeah. So, the luck of the draw, the Di Gioia family picked my name. So I got to go to their house in Hawthorne and help do some work for them. And out in the back, they had a long backyard, and they had grass about up to here, and
Oh, it was deeper than that, Kevin.
yeah. It's like walking in the snow, you know. It felt like. So the lawnmower wasn't working, so he brought this old chopper out. John walked it out to me and said, "Just if you get it low enough, we'll get the lawnmower to fix it." So I start chopping and chopping and chopping and chopping. And every so often, I would look up and he would just be standing there with ice water or something. He didn't ask, "Do you need something?" He just showed up with his deeds and would do it. At lunchtime, he called me in the house, and I had pasta fagioli for the first time, warm bread, and as much of it as I wanted. And I said, "If these are Italians, I like these people a lot." And then I finished out the day, and we got the lawnmower going and finished it, and got to sit and visit with him for a while. But what I remember about him was his inner strength. And because of the Di Gioia family and getting to know Italians, I married a beautiful Italian lady and got into her family. And I was able to segue in because I kind of understood, what it was all about. But John was so different than most of the people that I know in my wife's family, who I love. He wasn't boisterous, he wasn't loud, he was just very quiet, a great inner peace and inner strength. And when I walked into this church today, I expected to look over in the corner and see Uncle John there, as we call him, working the sound and the lights and everything for all the things we did. So I was sad to see that he's no longer with us, but he is in our hearts and our memories, and I'll always keep good memories of him and the family. Thank you.
I'm Art Guzman. My wife Kitty is over here. I know a lot of you folks over here a little bit older. For some reason you're older, or maybe I'm older. Or maybe you're younger than older. But I remember John. So this is not a sad thing for you, Betty. To a degree it is, but he left you here to make a difference in our lives. And yeah, I remember John too. I was in this church, and he would be doing the artwork. I believe that he used to. He was the sound man back there. And what do I remember about John? Oh, I was in pest control. And he used to call us up and say, Art, come over here. These wasps are in my house. They weren't really in his house. They were in his attic. And so he used to call me out there to his place, and I'd have to climb the ladder to get in, not into the attic, but on the outside, because the wasps were going in through the little vent openings on the side. And I said, well, you know, there's not very many up here. He said, get them out of here. They don't belong here. So I'd shoot some material in there. I think the best thing to do was I told him, you should fix the vent. All you have to do is put a little piece of wire up there, and or maybe I wanted him to call me anyway. That was the thing. I knew the Gioias. They were quite a wonderful and fun family. But we go back quite a way. As a matter of fact, I notice here that he is older than I by 1 year. So, but that's okay. I caught up with him. All right. Thank you.
I'm not coming up here because I have the Gioia disease that causes us to cry easily. But anyway, I just want to thank all of you for coming. You know, John was shy and didn't like a lot of attention paid to him. He just liked to be in the background. But he would be so pleased to see you here. It's true what they said. He was such a loyal, caring protector of our family. I remember when I was a teenager, he was 6 years older than me. He liked classical music while Elvis Presley was just coming around. And he just was complaining about that kind of music. And one day, he came home from work and he brought me, I don't know if it was 10 or 12 45 records, and gave them to me. And he says, just don't play them when I'm around. He was always there for me. He was always there for all of us. Thank you for being here. We love all of you.
Just want to say, I didn't know John near as long as a lot of you people did. I just met him about 12 or 13 years ago when I married his baby sister. And I really loved the guy. He was a great guy. And he was, like she said, quiet, but he was a gentleman. And he did have his humor, though, when he was in the hospital a couple weeks ago. He was talking about having a double-double from in and out. So, John, I hope you're getting all the double-doubles you want up there right there. We love you, man. So, thank you.
And this hope will never fail. Heaven is my home. Through every storm, my soul will sing. Jesus is here. To God be the glory. Christ is enough for me. Christ is enough for me. Everything I need is in you. Everything I need. I have decided to follow Jesus. No turning back. No turning back. I have decided to follow Jesus. No turning back. No turning back. The cross before me, the world behind me. No turning back. No turning back. The cross before